to be involved in?
For me, it was honestly the moment that they pitched it to me. This tacks on a little to what the question Brett was addressing before, which was why a little to what the question tacks on a little to the question Brett was addressing before, which was tacks on a little to the question tacks on a little to the little to the question little to the question Brett was to what the question Brett was addressing the question Brett a little to what Brett was addressing before, which was why what appealed to me about was why before, which was what appealed to me about the project. Why do I want to do it? And about the project, why do I want to do it? And the reason mainly was just to work with these guys again. Brett and Austin go way back. These guys again. Brett and Austin go way back. These guys again. Brett and Austin go way back. I met the two of them. Way back. I met the two of them. Way back. I met the two of them in the summer of 2015. In the summer of 2015, out in North Carolina, we shot a movie called Pink that I auditioned for and got cast in. Pink that I auditioned for and got cast in, but had not met it. And then called Pink that I auditioned for and got cast in, but had not met any of the creative team before. Brett was also in that movie, and Austin was directing it. And we wrapped that up, and then a year went up, and then a year went by, and I had a blast working with both of them. Brett became a close friend and lives out on the East Coast. And we wrapped that up, and then a year went by, and I had a blast working with both of them. Brett became a close friend and lives out on the East Coast, and so I had a blast working with both of them. And Austin was directing it. I had a blast working with both of them. And we wrapped that up, and then Brett became a close friend and lives out on the East Coast. And so when I was visiting when Austin, I had, a year went by, and I was at East Coast. And so when a year went by, and lives out on the East Coast. And so a year went by, and I was visiting when Austin's place. A year went by, and I was visiting when Austin's place when Brett was here in town, and they pitched me, hey, let's make a series together. And it's going to be about card games, which you already love, and we're going to get to work together, the three of us. I thought, can I say fuck? Can I say fuck?
You just did.
I will bleep, and it'll still be funny.
Okay, then
we're used to bleep.
Yeah,
right.
That's what I said. I said that's fucking great.
Yeah.
No, that's it. I said fuck yeah. Together, the three of us. I thought I said fuck yeah. We got to work together, the three of us. We got to work together, the three of us. I said fuck yeah. I think time?
The defining moment.
We're going to get to work together, the three of us. I said, yeah. I think your question was, what was the moment what was the defining moment? Ask me one more time.
The defining moment where you really wanted to be part of the project.
Yeah, it was when they said, hey, here's an opportunity for the three of us to work together again. Are you in? I said, absolutely.
You're like, well, hold on, Hannah. We want to tell you what the project is.
I said, yeah.
You're like, well, hold on, Hannah. We want to tell you what the project is.
I said, no.
Project is.
I said, no. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Don't
It's another color. I don't care.
Keep my best work in surprise, okay?
All right. All right.
Only give me my lines, no one else's, and I'll just make it up as I go along.
Yeah. Brett.
Yeah.
Brett,
Yeah.
have you pretty much already answered, or was there something different for your answer here?
No, I mean,
For your answer here.
I mean, it's a. I mean, it's a funny industry, man, because it's a funny industry, man. It's a funny industry, man, because you sit around waiting for people to call. You sit around waiting for people to call you to come work on their stuff. Come work on their stuff. You to come work on their stuff. You're gonna be sitting by the phone. Work on their stuff. You're going to be sitting by the phone all the time. So people like Austin and like Connor are very industrious people. And that's the thing is people. And that's the thing is like you to have really good synergy. The thing is like to have really good synergy and be a good storyteller. You have. And be a good storyteller. You have to really enjoy it. And for me, that's always starts with the people you're working with first. And then if you're working with people you love to work with, I feel that you can make anything work. So it was just, as Connor was saying, working on Pink work. As Connor was saying, working on Pink was a blast. I don't know if a blast. I don't know if the movie will ever see the light of day. Will ever see the light of day. Will ever see the light of day. You hear me? Will ever see the light of day. Will ever see the light of day. You hear me? You hear me? But today, but it was so much fun to. But it was so much fun to work on, and I'll tell you this: fun to work on. I'll tell you this: fun to work on. I'll tell you this: I can. I can always tell I'm having fun to work on. I'll tell you this. I can always tell I'm having fun to work on. I'll tell you this. I can always tell I'm having fun. I'm having fun when we have more outtake footage than usable footage. And that's always the case with us. We'll have more. If we did outtake reels with us, if we did outtake reels, just outtake reels, we would have an entire library.
Sure. It would have been longer than the show itself.
Yeah.
I do think that the outtakes are the strongest part of the show. I think that the blooper reel that we released after episode 10 is, for me, my favorite of all the episodes, easily.
Right. But it's only like 1/10 of the footage.
I know.
Yeah. I mean,
my favorite of all the episodes, easily. The blooper reel that we released after episode 10 is, for me, my favorite of all the episodes, easily.
right. But it's only like 1/10 of the footage.
I know.
Yeah. I mean, you could sit there and do an entire outtake reel or per character.
Yeah. Per episode.
Yeah. And yeah, it's just, it says synergy. Yeah, it's just, it says synergy. You know, you just want to work with people that you love working with. You know, they're competent. And then the story, it doesn't matter what the story is. You can make anything work. Especially when you're working with creative people who are happy. People, you know, will be happiest when they're working with people they love to work with.
It's also just a really cool opportunity
With us.
It's also just a
That's always the case with us. Outtake footage than usable footage. And that's always the case with us.
It's also just a really cool
Case with us.
It's also just a really cool opportunity to It's also just a really cool opportunity to get to tell the stories that you want to tell. You know, like Brett was saying, if we sit around waiting for somebody to call, we're never going to work. And when we do, it's going to be telling somebody else's story. So I'm excited to do. I'm an actor. That's the job. Story. So I'm excited to do. I'm an actor. That's the job. But it's also very cool to sit around at a table and say, okay, season 2's coming up. What do we want to do with it? Okay, season 2's coming up. What do we want to do with it?
Right.
Where do we want these characters to go? And having that creative agency is very exciting.
Yeah.
It's very exciting.
Yeah.
It's
Because it's not like we're Robert Downey. Yeah.
it's
Very exciting.
It's not like we're Robert Downey Jr. status where we can sit around and, you know, pick and choose. Pick and choose. You know, nobody choose. You know, nobody knows who the hell we are. So we have to jump. So we have to jump on every opportunity that is offered to us and fight tooth and nail for those. Whereas creating your own content about you know, the subjects you love, about this subject you love, and working with people you love, and working with people you want to work with. I think, and working with people you want to work with. I think that's the finished product. People you want to work. I think with. people you want to work with. I think that's the finished product that that a lot that that a lot that work with. I think that's the finished want to work with. I think that's the finished I think that's the finished product that you'll see and not even realize that you're seeing it. Is that you're seeing a bunch of people telling a story, but they're loving every minute of it. It was a tight schedule. It was a tight schedule, but everybody was whistling to work every day.
Yeah.
It's
Day.
Yeah.
It's as important to just do as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's as important to just do if you're not getting hired and I do well.
Yep. Whistling to work every day.
Yeah.
It's as important to just do something you love, even if you're not getting hired and paid to do it. That's the whole reason I do what I do as well.
Yep.
And that's the whole reason this podcast has existed for a good 2.5 years, is because we love it. Love it. Opportunity, because we love it. So opportunities like this. Question number 3, we're actually going to shift over to hobbies and question number 3, we're actually going to shift over to hobbies and interests. So that's sort of the format that we that's sort of the format that we go with here. This is actually my interests. This is actually my first interview where I'm outnumbered by the guests. So we'll split this topic up. A bit.
Hey, baby.
We're going to start with.
Hey, baby.
We're going to start with. We're going to start with Brett. We keep starting with Connor, so we're going to give you. Brett, we keep starting with Connor, so we're going to give you a chance here. You listed you a chance here. You listed you a chance here. You listed reading and gaming as your pursuits outside of acting. So what is your all-time absolute favorite book or series that you would 100% recommend?
Oh, yeah.
Recommend.
Oh, yeah. I don't read a lot of fiction. I read a lot of fiction. I read a lot of fiction. I read a lot of philosophy. A lot of some of my favorite authors are Christopher Hitchens, philosophy, Christopher Hitchens, Sam Harris, Bertrand Russell. I love philosophy, but I'd say one of my favorite books nonfiction is God is Not Great by Christopher. Is God is Not Great by Christopher Hitchens. It's just that guy was he's a modern day. He's a modern. That guy was a modern day. That guy was a modern day Socrates in my mind. Well, he's Socrates in my mind. Well, he's no longer with us, of course, but he was Socrates in my mind. Well, he's no longer with us, but he was. If you ever want to see a guy that knows how to argue, like, watch this guy. He's just absolutely brilliant, and he's British, so it's always fun to watch. How to argue, absolutely brilliant. Watch this guy. How to argue, watch this guy. He's just. Watch this guy. He's just absolutely brilliant, and he's British, so it's always absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant, and absolutely brilliant, and he's British, so it's always fun to watch. Pompous British people just enjoy arguing. And he's British, so it's always fun to watch. Pompous logic. And then brilliant. And then I guess nonfiction. Oh boy, it's tough. It's been a while. I read a lot of plays. And one of my favorite playwrights is Martin McDonagh. He's done films too. He's done like En Bruges. What is it? Bruges, Seven Psychopaths, and then I think he's got a couple more. But he wrote a play called The Pillow Man, which is Pillow Man. Pillow Man. And then I think he's got a couple more. But he wrote a play called The Pillow Man, which is the epitome of brilliance. Epitome of brilliance in writing. If you ever want to read something that will blow you away, it's absolutely hilarious, but darkly so. Read The Pillow Man. It's just phenomenal.
All right, let's shift over.
There's another one that he does. It's great. Pillow Man's definitely the kind of capstone of his work, but he's part of a movement
of brilliance.
Pillow Man
is the epitome of brilliance.
Pillow Man's definitely the kind of capstone of his work. Man's definitely the kind of capstone of his work, but he's part of a movement in playwriting called New Brutalism. Sarah Kane is another. New Brutalism. Sarah Kane is another. If I can just jump on, Sarah Kane is a playwright. Very much.
Suicide.
She did, yeah. She wrote, I think, like 5 plays before killing herself. And they're all just. So Not Cleansed is my favorite. Cleansed is my favorite. Is my favorite.
Right.
Cleansed is my favorite
Right. What's the last place she wrote about?
It's called 1448 Psychosis. She wrote a play called Blasted. They're all just. She wrote a play called Blasted. Was her first one. Phaedra's Love. Crave is another. Crave is another great one.
Oh yeah,
she's phenomenal. You can read her plays. I mean, they're very quick, and there are only a few of them, but you need like 90 minutes to read the play, and then 4 hours of emotional recovery afterwards. Right. They really hit hard.
Therapy. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so let's tackle.
Yeah.
All right, so let's tackle the topic that we're on then. When you read a play. All right, so let's tackle the. So let's tackle. All right, so let's tackle. All right, so let's tackle the topic that we're on then. The topic that we're on then. When you read a play. Then when you read a play, there's always a different approach to reading it that everyone takes. What's the approach that you take, Brett? Do you sort of just read the text? That you take, Brett? Do you sort of just read the text, or do you envision the text, or do you envision text, or do you envision the ideal production?
As